Today we're back looking at some of the craziest Karens of the week. Okay, so these first Karens aren't really Karens, they're gay Karens. So realistically, they're actually worse than a typical Karens.
You're not going to make a fight and see your girls. I'm good, Chef. Remember your girls.
Who are the girls?
You don't care about the girls? You don't care about the girls. You don't care about the girls. Just hush. You don't care about the girls. Hello, everybody. Dustin, American Airlines. Sober. Start. Here we go. Dustin, here.
It's like something out of a pantomime, isn't it?
You don't care about the girls? So I want to tell you about Shelby and Dolly. Shelby and Dolly. Shelby and Dolly. Remember I'm going to do it for you. Shelby and Dolly. That's it. Shelby and Dolly. Remember.
Oh my god, look at everyone in the background moved away, they're so scared of them.
Shelby and Dolly, remember them.
Are they on something? Are they just fabulous?
I'm just trying to get home to the girls.
Who are the girls?
Look, I have a thing for dogs.
Oh! See, gay people, they are amazing, but they are absolutely terrifying whenever they are in a bad mood. Trust me, you never want to cross paths with an angry gay guy. Remember, the girls definitely pets. That's what I'm thinking. Like, is it daughters? Is it friends? Is it like dogs and cats? Are their dogs like sat at home eagerly waiting for them to come through the door? What in the modern family is happening? It literally is something out of a cartoon program, just like the way they were moving. That's why when I originally watched that, I was thinking it was a setup. Because surely adults aren't gonna act like that. But then adults always act like that in these videos. I don't think he ever cared about any girl. Did you see him at the end? He quite clearly didn't care about the girls. He started shouting at someone in a wheelchair with a dog, calling her an F and B word and everything.
You're the only one that's bothered.
You know why? Because I'm the one here that's brave enough to stand up and tell you you're being inappropriate and you're not even a part of
Okay,
this
I'm gonna have to
neighborhood.
blur her.
Okay?
I got
Well, you
here.
will
I'm
care.
seeing a lot of bellies.
You won't be coming back to this pool.
I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut now. Do what
And
you need to
you should
do.
be ashamed of yourself for allowing it and thinking it's okay.
Do what you need to do. I don't care.
You know, your life would be a lot happier if you just kept, minded your own business.
You said something the first time. I had somebody bring
This
me
is my
shorts, and you had to
neighborhood.
keep
This
running
is
your
my
mouth.
neighborhood.
Mine
Bringing
too.
my child into it.
Okay? This is my neighborhood for over 20 years, so it is my business.
Why would you ever want to start a
Nobody
fight
cares.
at a
I'm letting
pool?
you know. Okay?
She's
The
just as
little
much
bit
as
of
part
time
of the
you've been
state
here
neighborhood as you are. You're
is
20 years,
irrelevant.
and her ever many years she's been here.
It's just like the most random place to start an argument at a pool.
You, they're uncomfortable with you.
I'm so sorry, but whenever she started storming over them at the end, I started playing Darth Vader in my head. I thought she was gonna go in for a smack. The lady in the bikini called the cops on someone for wearing a bikini. It just seems like stupid pettiness, why are you gonna argue with someone at a pool? It looked like a lovely day, the water looked nice and clean, it looked like a nice area. Why are you arguing? It's called modesty. This new generation thinks everyone wants to see. They're at a swimming pool, like, I'm so sorry, what do you want them to wear? Do you want them to jump into the pool with clothes on? I can guarantee you they were probably wearing the exact same bikini bottoms as that woman. And then yet again, it's a bikini bottom. Most of the time, they're not modest. It basically is a bra and a pair of panties. I need to know the difference between your friend's bikini and hers. It's who looks better and one and it ain't the Karen lol. That's what I'm saying, I do have a feeling she just is angry about how they look in the bikini. But then to be fair, if their bikini genuinely is inappropriate, call the police and let the police decide. But then yet again, like, their bikini probably isn't too different to hers. And they're at a swimming pool, just jump in the swimming pool, be happy. Stop being a Karen for a day. Oh, I've wanted to do this so badly.
I asked her to excuse me. We're not leaving. I asked her to excuse me.
And she said no, so now
Let
you
go
can
of
go
the
around
trolley,
the other way.
please.
Sir, she said no, so you can go around the other
It's just
way.
like, I don't understand what they're
You
doing.
don't control my passage anywhere, okay?
behave yourself
She
in a
doesn't
public
belong to me. She doesn't own me. Excuse me, I've asked you several
What you're doing at the
times.
moment, you're
I've asked you
assaulting.
several times.
You're assaulting someone, sir. You're
I've
assaulting
asked you
someone.
several times, please. I've asked you nicely.
Is it really assault though?
Yes, and you can go around and get yourself.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what they're actually protesting. I can't tell if it's
You have the
chicken.
right to say no.
I think it is that they're protesting chicken.
Excuse me. I want to get past here.
You can go around, madam. There's,
No, I'm not going round. You move.
Don't mess with her.
Well, I'll just knock you out of the way with my trolley
Oh.
then.
do what you must do, madam, but we're here to make the
Don't mess with the older generation. That's for certain when it comes to chicken.
You need to realise you're assaulting.
else. I absolutely understand people have a right to protest. If you want to protest them having chicken, you can protest. Don't sit inside the store. You know, stand outside the store with a big poster. I just don't understand. You know, if you want people to be on your side, don't protest that way. Honestly, I crave meeting people like this. My anger issues would get such a relief. Them ones aren't too bad. You know, it's inside a shop. It's the ones that sit in the road. Are they literally not terrified of getting completely and utterly crushed? One day they're gonna sit in the wrong road and they're all gonna get squished. They're gonna get turned into mashed potato. The thing is, when protesters do stuff like this, you're less likely to get support when you're interfering with people's lives. Just because you believe in something doesn't mean everyone should. Sometimes I actually support the protest, you know, if they're protesting for a good reason. However, yet again, you have to protest in the right way. It's just like Just Stop Oil. Most people support their actual cause, they just don't support the way that they protest. Sitting in the middle of roads and carriageways and blocking people from getting to a certain location isn't going to make them want to support you. It will just make them want to go against you.
That's fine. But I need my son to be near me. My husband has autism, he can sit by himself. So if you have to put me in that very last spot and I just won't get up, that's fine.
God, she obviously doesn't care about the husband. He can sit by himself.
Throw that wherever.
Yes. Well, I mean, but you're making so many demands.
No,
I don't know where to go at this point.
Just go.
Saying,
just leave. I mean, just go. Take off. I'll deal with it after.
You're a passenger.
we're
She's a
not gonna
flight
have this
attendant.
chaos in the air.
Oh, it's
Have some
not
respect.
chaos.
It is.
Well, I'm hearing impaired, so I'm sorry if I sound chaotic.
Okay. Here's your son and your dad
Somebody's
together.
Somebody's using God's name and being behind me. I'll be quiet and I'll just sit here. I'll just sit here and be quiet.
She is a cracker-wacko.
I can as soon as
you
No, I
Yes,
will.
sir. Can you please hold me so we can go?
It's not his responsibility. I'm here to help, but I'm not going to sit here and be berated.
I am not trying to berate you.
Here you go.
Thank you that hit my foot.
Some people just love being difficult, don't they, for the sake of being difficult? I just don't get it. I just don't. You know, obviously that woman sat there, I'm gonna assume because she has some form of disability. But just the way she's acting is just so difficult. You're making so many demands, I don't know where to go at this point. Yes, been there's a nurse. I honestly feel so bad for people like that. I also read in the comment section, they don't actually get paid for boarding. So you know, whenever you're boarding onto a flight with a flight attendant, apparently they don't get paid for that. They only get paid whenever the plane's taken off. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking boarding all the passengers on would be a pretty difficult part, probably the most difficult part, and they don't get paid for that. I have a family member just like this, the abusive behavior. Believe me, it's daily and every minute of the day. It's just the fact that she was sat there saying, I want my son by me, my husband has autism, he can sit by himself. Not her husband, but it sounds as if she doesn't care for him. She's hearing impaired but heard everything the flight attendant said. Why don't I ever say this crap in my flights? You want these people in your flights, but then you don't whenever it actually comes to going on to that flight. Could you imagine being stuck in a flight with someone like her? It's just the making everything difficult thing that really gets under my skin. I just don't understand it.
Look at this lady over here recording me and
Oh, I've seen this before. I love it.
I'm driving. Look at this. This is crazy. I met my first Karen. I'm thinking if I should run her over, bro.
Oh, don't say that. She might jump under it instead.
Yo, lady, listen. I'm trying to tell you something. I put a package there. I couldn't reverse. I didn't know that. Put a sign right there that says, yo, no one should come into here. But I didn't know.
Okay, let him get out then.
I'm driving.
It's like she's looking for someone to come help her.
I'm driving, lady. I'm driving, lady.
It's just they're genuinely insane.
What the?
Yet again, it's the whole being difficult. You know, she asks him to get off her property. He goes to drive off her property and she starts having a freak out like that, pretend she's getting ran over. This really makes me think about how many times this happened before people had smartphones. I can't imagine how often the police got called and they just took some crazy Karen's word for it. I mean, it definitely resulted in deaths. Absolutely. There's been quite a few times where people have purposely called the police, lied to them, and then the person they're calling the police on got shot. It wouldn't surprise me if she rang the police saying that he tried to run her over, etc., and that, you know, she nearly died. And then imagine if they went and shot him. They could have killed him. But thank God he filmed that. And, you know, I want to know how she feels. I'd be so embarrassed having that posted about myself online.
What you said?
I'm gonna call the police in about 2 seconds. You're trespassing. It says no fishing, no trespassing.
But we got permission to be out here.
From who?
My friend lives out here.
Oh.
Yes, my friend lives out here. We got permission. The police
Look at
came.
the way she's
They know
reacting. She
me.
looks like she's about to combust.
I got access.
It says no trespassing, no fishing.
But he's not trespassing if he's got permission.
You don't live out here. My friend lives out here. We got permission out here.
It doesn't matter if your friend lives out here. I'm calling the police now.
Yet again, you know how
It says no trespassing.
it's just a whole calling the police.
The
for the sake
police
of calling
came
the
by
police.
now, and they literally told us we can fish,
The
clean up the
police
spot.
don't own this property.
Neither
But
do
they
you.
told us we can fish. You literally seen them just leave off. So
They didn't leave off.
they just left like 5 minutes ago.
They don't own the property.
But we
neither
have
do you.
friends. We got access to be out here, man. We catch and release these fish. What is the problem, man? We're just trying to enjoy ourselves. What is the
I
problem?
don't care. It says no trespassing,
But we're-
no fishing.
We live out here just like you live out here.
Where do you live?
We live right down the road. My homeboy truck right there. His address.
Where?
So we got to show. We just showed the
Where?
police. What?
Where?
Huh?
I'm on the board. Where do you live?
Oh, of course you're on the board.
Around the corner.
Around the corner where?
Right there. Like we literally live right there around the corner.
Oh, right there around. What's the address right there around the corner? You don't know your f***ing address?
I'm at my
Ooh.
friend's house. Why you gotta cuss at me?
Because it says no trespassing.
She
We're
won't be
just
on the
trying to
board for
check
much
some shit, that's
longer.
And it says no fishing, no...
Okay, so it's coming out of Bluetooth, so there's no point in her putting the phone up to her head. But don't tell her that.
Yeah, we've got people trespassing on Bridgewater property now. And he's telling me the police just came by, which is false. It says no trespassing, no fishing. And they're on our property.
Give me the address where they are. Can you give me the address?
They're on 12th Street.
Them fish are going to be cooked by the time he gets home because of the heat.
12th Street on where, ma'am?
Just west of Knob Hill.
And this looks like a woman with money. She looks wealthy enough. You know, why are you getting so mad? This looks like a nice area. They're big houses. And yet you're acting like this. Like, go enjoy your retirement.
One's got long dreads and the other one's got a short haircut with a beard. And they're holding the fish. And there are two signs there saying, one says no trespassing, one says no fishing. And there are two sets of signs there. They are trespassing on Bridgewater property and fishing out of our lakes.
What's your name?
My name is Yaja Bornstein. I'm going to go into my...
It is just a waste of police time. Also, you know how he said the police were already there and she's seen them? If they check CCTV and it turns out she did see the police and then she just said to the police officer that the police weren't there, that technically could be her lying to the police. So in the end, she could be the one getting in more trouble. We catch and release these fish. Homie looks like he's going to release those fish into the oven with how long he's been holding them out of the water. That was like 4 or 5 minutes. How long can fish go without water? At that point, you might as well take it home because they're going to be dead anyways. Or actually, you could throw one in her car. Imagine the shock and horror in her face if you literally threw a fish on her lap. You can just see her brain melt with 14 seconds in when he says he has a friend that lives there. It's like she can't comprehend that black people can own houses in places like those white people live, or know people who live there. She genuinely believed that like he didn't have a friend who lived there. Like we all seen the look in her face, it literally looked like she was having a stroke. And then yet again, you know, like she's just wasted all this time, energy and screaming and crying over fish. It's fish, the fish didn't even look that nice, it looked stinking. But anyways guys, really fun video there. That's some of the craziest Karens of the week. I was seeing like more crazy Karens, I definitely will. Subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.